When an ore body is discovered, there are several factors that influence the decision to choose underground mining rather than surface mining. One factor is that underground mines have a smaller physical impact or footprint than surface mines, which is important in environmentally sensitive areas such as the Alaskan wilderness. Another factor is cost. If too much barren material on the surface has to be moved to extract the ore, then it is cheaper to mine underground. Block caving, just one of the many different underground mining techniques, is an effective way of extracting the parts of an ore body that lie below the depth of an existing open pit when the stripping ratio has become too high. Block caving is used to mine large, deep ore bodies where the ore to be extracted is in the shape of a block with dimensions of up to 500 meters in height and several hundred meters in length and width. It is the cheapest type of underground mine to operate because ore is produced in much greater tonnages than by other types of underground mining. Block caving shares a lot in common with the other underground mining techniques, such as equipment, ground control, and ventilation techniques and terminology, and is a good example of underground mining practices in general. The block caving method can be split into two main processes: development, production. Development begins by creating access to the bottom of the block, either a gently sloping tunnel called a decline or vertical shafts to the side of the ore body, which are used to carry workers and materials between the surface and the bottom, and provide fresh air ventilation to the mine. After access has been created, an intersecting grid of horizontal tunnels is driven about 20 meters below the bottom of the block of ore and forms the production or extraction level. The tunnels, known as crosscuts, are created by drilling and blasting. Machines called jumbos drill holes to create the tunnel profile, and then the holes are blasted with explosives and the broken material taken away. The crosscuts will eventually be used by the miners for accessing the broken ore, so they are made strong and safe by utilizing ground control measures like rock bolts and shotcrete, which is concrete that is sprayed on the surface of the tunnels. Once all the crosscuts have been completed on the production level, a new level, the undercut, is begun. The undercut is created by extracting a thick slice of material from the bottom of the block of ore, leaving a large unsupported area that starts fracturing and caving in under the effects of its own weight. The undercut and the production level are then connected by a grid of vertical funnel-shaped tunnels called drawbells, which are drilled and blasted through the solid rock between the two levels. The block does not start to cave until the drawbells have been blasted and the two levels are connected. Then, the stresses build up in the block, causing it to start fracturing, and the miners can begin collecting broken ore that falls down the drawbells to the production level. Once all the development is complete, the mining process is, in theory, relatively simple, as the block continues to fracture into small rocks that fall down the drawbells to the production level without any further inducement. However, one of the most important features of block cave mining is maintaining a steady rate of draw of material. And a common impediment to this is when large rocks block up drawbells and prevent ore flowing down, known as a hang-up. When this occurs, the rocks causing the hang-up need to be blasted into smaller pieces. Specialized drilling equipment is parked in the draw point, and by reaching in a boom or arm, it can drill a hole into the rock that is causing the hang-up. The hole is loaded with explosives, the rock is blasted, and the ore flows freely again. This process is called secondary breaking, and the objective in any block cave mine is to minimize the amount of secondary breaking required. Specialized low-profile front-end loaders called load haul dump units, or LHDs, collect the broken ore from the draw points and dump it in large underground crushers. The crushers break the ore down into smaller pieces before it is loaded into an ore skip to be hoisted to the surface and sent to the processing plant. Eventually, the block of ore caves all the way up to the surface, leaving a large hole where the huge block of ore used to be. There are numerous different underground mining methods, of which block caving is only one, but for the mining industry, it is playing an ever-increasing role.